Hello everyone and welcome to season 11, episode 11. Today we are going to be continuing from where we left off last episode because I built this wing on one side of my mega base that desperately needs an interior. You have all given me a lot of suggestions on what exactly I should do with this large interior space, and I'm happy to report that I've thought a lot about it and have come up with a plan. Before we can get to the interior though, it is worth noting that currently this room only has 2 walls, and normally for an interior room you do need like at least 4 walls. So we might have to build some exterior first. I feel like it's a mark of a mega base going extremely well when I'm actually just as excited to build the interior as I have been the exterior. I mean, seeing the outside of this come together has been really fun, but putting an inside in where people will be able to come and visit me is honestly equally as fun. And now, let's try to get a doorway in here, shall we? In this episode, we're going to be very much continuing the kind of theme that we had in the previous episode where I'm sort of building from real life inspiration. I have had the amazing privilege recently of traveling to several different places, and I've enjoyed looking at the architecture, although I don't know very much about it from like a technical standpoint. I know when I see something really cool and I want to explore it. So I've gotten to explore Holyrood Palace in Edinburgh, I've gotten to explore Chatsworth House in the Peak District in England, and I've gotten to explore a palace in Sweden. Okay, it's a little wonky. This is why I do so many building clips on this channel where I'm just silent or I like voice it over, because when I try to explain things just off the cusp without thinking of them, like I probably got the names of those places wrong and I got the build wrong. None of it is good. I cannot multitask this morning. Okay, try again, huh? This time, counting. Cannot count and talk. Goodness sakes, what is going on here? Yeah, that's a bit better. I think I did it. I mean, in-game nap will fix my lack of counting skills. We are very much going to have to clean up, a lot of the villager things today. The thing is, I want villagers because they really do help with blocks. We're going to use a ton of their blocks today, especially quartz. But I don't want like a trading hall. I want to have them in like their own rooms and able to move around and stuff. And that's just not something I can do yet because, well, I literally don't have an interior. So we're going to be in an awkward phase of like moving villagers back and forth and here and there for quite a while probably. It's fine. I'm sure they don't mind. Look how happy they look. Since this room's a bit more finished, it will work for the villagers for now. Honestly, this is probably a better place for villagers anyway. You know, I have to say, I've done many a mega build by this point in my Minecraft career, but I've never done one like this where we kind of built some interior first, and it is working for me so well doing it like this. I've been able to do all of my like off-camera work and stuff really easily in here. I feel like the base is going to have such a lived-in feel. I'm really happy with the progress that we're making so far. And I almost have all the villagers moved. So the other perk of living in this base the way that I have been is I know it is 100% spawn proof. I've never had anything spawn in here. I'm gonna have to continue to be careful of that while we build today, but yeah, generally I know this place is completely safe for me to AFK, even with the lack of general roof and walls. All right, last villager. All right, cleanup time. Okay, villager distraction aside, let's finally get back to work on this side of the building so I can finally get back to telling you all about those interiors. I'm gonna talk less this time so that this actually gets done correctly, but I think I already kind of mapped it out. This should be fine. And then probably like this. Now, there's 2 towers on either side of these, kind of between these 2 roofs to kind of break it apart, and I'm going to use bright nether wart blocks. Because this is just like a small roof, so I feel like it'll do a really good job of really brightening everything up and accenting this area. This might be my favorite stage of building something, this kind of framing it out. I mean, getting into the details is also very exciting, obviously, but when you're just framing it out and you're starting to see the scale of the project come together, it's so exciting, isn't it? Okay, let's see what we've done. Yeah, I mean, already, pretend that roof is entirely red, and then you've got this lower roof here and that lower roof. There's so many roofs. This is great. I could totally see how that's gonna come together. And we don't look at the base from this angle very often, but Joel is clearing out this forest slowly and is moving in, so we could see from here just how well this side of our base is actually framed out. This is fantastic. Okay, let's get to work on the rest of the build. I'm noticing Joel is freakishly close to me. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? Now listen, I love staying focused as much as the next person, but I also want to try to kill him. Because he's right there. I mean, how can you not? Failed! It was a good try, though. It was a good try. Half a heart! Half a heart! Let's go. Back to work. Uh-oh. I may have started something here. Oop.
No!
Whoa, where did you go? Whoa! Joe!
Why is it so hard to hit you?
Because we're both flying. Whoa! How did you not hit me there?
Come on.
Whoa! This is the most useless fight I've ever seen.
God, this is terrible. Oh, come on. Wait, what's this?
That's the top of my build. Oh!
God.
Whoa! You got it!
Nice.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I deserve that. Nice spear name.
Thank you. Getting the skull.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair.
you can have your shears back. Thank you. All right, I win. Just want you to know that I win. Not this
Okay.
competition, but I won.
Yeah, I definitely won't try again now. For sure.
Okay, good. Thanks for confirming that. You wouldn't go against your word.
No, definitely not.
I'm not going to attack you right now.
Couldn't say anything about me attacking him.
Oh, we're gonna have to make a chest for all this.
I have wood.
Goodness sake, Gem. He was literally saying about to say something nice to me, it felt like.
Well, we can't have that. I don't know what exactly the entrance on this side is going to look like, but for now we need something, and, well, this'll do. Ow. Okay, we have to remember the focus of today is interior, so it doesn't really matter that that's a flat, boring wall at this time. For now, we need our fourth wall, this one. Now, I was deciding if I wanted to make my walls white using pale oak, red using mangrove, or red using netherrack. And I think I've decided that since we went for the red in here, this wall here should also be red, then it like continues up on both sides. A bonus is that Skiz has a mangrove shop and it makes my life a lot easier. A lot of you in the comments mentioned some sort of like balcony thing to overlook a big room, and I actually think, although this floor right here is basically entirely balconies looking down here, we could also have a balcony right here looking over this room, which might be nice. So instead of closing this off with a wall, I'm gonna do a couple of pillars up and we'll do like an archway in the middle. Given that I don't yet have a roof, how high does this wall go? Maybe like 3 more. What do you think, Gast? That's probably good, right? It'll do for now. We can always extend it later. This is satisfying. I love placing a whole wall of stripped wood like this. Yep, that looks good. That'll be a good placeholder as a fourth wall. This wall is going to have a lot of doorways in it because we need to also do stairs on either side, so it's kind of a half wall, but it'll do. It'll get us started. Let me make sure I have lots of torches in here. I don't want to see any baddies spawn. The next thing we need is something that all of you mentioned in the comments a lot, and that's pillars. Instead of breaking up this room into a bunch of smaller rooms or leaving it wide open and unsupported, we're going to add pillars coming down from these lines. So we should be able to have 3 of them. Maybe I'll convert the inside of that to one as well. And then maybe one more like on this wall somehow. This should hopefully kind of break this room up without breaking this room up. And I think I'm gonna do kind of big pillars because we have a lot of room. We can actually do this shape. I think this would be too big. That's really bulky. But a nice little like plus sign here could look really good. More wood stripping. Do you know, come to think of it, I rarely use wood with the bark on anymore. Although I do think in this build, we probably can make use of the bark on payload, but it'll be more like on the exterior with the stone than on the inside. This room, just for context, is 20 blocks tall. So it takes over a stack of pale oak logs to do just one of these pillars. Oh man. Yeah, I think I like this layout. This is good. Now, before we get too carried away with the building, there's something I want to test. Pearl's online right now, and she's been adding all of these fire towers all over the server. Now, obviously, I don't have dragons yet, but like I want to, and I'm also building with a ton of fire, as you can see over here. So I feel like it would be crazy to just not test her towers. Look at these. Look at this. There's two right here. I think there's one, yeah, right there. I'm surrounded by fire towers, honestly. Hopefully, she's got these hooked up. Oh, she does. Should we test it? I feel like I want to see what her response time is like.
Get the daylights out of me.
Fire!
You scared
What have
me
you
so
done?
bad.
Just testing.
She's lighting things on fire.
Well, I saw these new towers, and I thought that I should try out the response times. Pretty good. I got 2 firefighters.
They worked really well, actually. I'm surprised he wasn't AFK.
I kind of was.
That's the first time that's happened. Well, it works. Thanks
Good
for
morning.
testing it.
Hey guys,
Or
good morning.
whatever time it is.
There's a fire down here. Hold on.
Wait,
What?
really?
Yeah.
Ah. What? Wait,
Yeah,
no,
it's
you
a-
just said that right now.
It's a really big problem. We need more fire towers, I think.
I only see one big problem here.
Wait. What's that?
Gem.
He's calling me a
I think
problem.
that's
Gem's the
Well,
problem.
You said big problem. It's just-
She is a big problem.
I feel really tall up here, though. I don't know. It's a little dim down there.
I like this. It's like literally instant soup group. Like I just click a button and here you are.
True.
We gotta put the
Oh
pearls
my
back in there now,
gosh.
Bells. There's a chest
Yeah.
up there with more pearls
I
in.
don't know if I want to anymore now that I see she's going to abuse this power.
But it's
That's
so
much
good. I just
fun.
click a button and I get my friends to come straight to me. Why would you do this all over the server?
You don't have to visit our bases anymore. You can just call us at the same
Yeah,
time.
every time I want you, I'm now going to flip that.
Oh my goodness.
It could be an
Oh, no.
emergency. Maybe I could just need comfort. Flip. There you are.
Okay. I mean,
that's wholesome
yeah.
energy.
that
That's
was
okay.
wholesome. I can't
Yeah,
crack
it's
on
really
that.
wholesome. Yeah.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, morning. I was
it
not
6
totally in
a.m.?
free cam wondering why all my chunks just unloaded.
What were you looking at?
Just investigating my redstone work from yesterday. I was like,
Yeah,
why
it's
did
oddly
everything just
shaped like a new
disappear?
tower.
It took me forever to figure out what was going
I
on.
thought I got randomly stuck in a hole or something. I panicked for a moment there. I was building some windows.
Oh, man.
I'm happy with this. I'm really happy
Oh
with
my
this.
gosh.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
But
Now it's happening.
I love the new fire towers. Fantastic system. This is wonderful. Do you know what would be really funny? Would it be really funny? It would be kind of funny. It would be a little bit funny.
Yep. Oh, gosh. No!
Hey, there's an emergency in this
No.
tower.
Stop it.
Oh, that was really fun. Okay, I think I can happily go back to my interior work now. We are going to need a lot of pale oak wood for this, though, so, yeah, it's a good thing I started growing a forest. Let's resource gather. Okay, we're back. I'm focusing. The pillars are in. I just feel like I've been very helpful lately, you know, with the nether hub and everything I've been doing infrastructure-wise. I needed to get some gremlin energy out, so trolling the neighbors is never a bad thing. The next thing I'm actually going to do is the ceiling. This build is big enough that we can actually have double layered walls and floors and ceilings basically everywhere. So I'm gonna do a layer of ceiling and then it'll have a layer of floor on top of that. So then this layer basically doesn't have to be like the only floor. This floor can go anywhere and we'll just do the ceiling in a set location. And that location, where is that location? Well, I think that pillar's correct right there. I've done 3 different heights of pillars. I think it's this one. Now, as I was talking about at the beginning of the episode, I'm pulling my inspiration from a lot of real life buildings with the really ornate interiors. You know, grand stained glass windows, big paintings, giant chambers with big pillars, and literal murals on the ceiling. That type of building, okay? So we're going like very royal, very rich looking. I don't even really know what to call it. This is probably not Gothic. Like the buildings I'm taking inspiration from are not Gothic architecture, but I do think that it will fit. It'll be in sort of the correct era, close enough anyway. In my mind, what's more important than getting the exact era completely correct is actually enthusiasm to build it. And I'm extremely enthusiastic to build this because I'm building something that I've seen in real life. So I guess I'm choosing to kind of harness that energy instead of worrying about the specifics on the theme. We can go a little bit fantasy with it. This is going to be by far the fanciest ceiling of any build I've ever done. Hopefully, it should be worth it. 3, 4, 5. On a giant interior with Minecraft, one of the biggest challenges is going to be lighting everything up. So I'm trying to design this very much around the lighting. So putting a frog light in right there, even though I'm going to have a chandelier hanging down here. Chandeliers in Minecraft don't light very much up, unfortunately. Like, kind of no matter how you do them, if they're just hanging in the middle of the room. Minecraft lighting doesn't really like that, so we're gonna have to get creative with the lighting. For example, probably at the bottom of each of these pillars, we'll put a frog light and hide it with either trapdoors or furniture or whatever. We definitely don't want to have a room of torch spam. This is looking pretty good for our first, like, ornate structure, though. Let's get all 3 of them in. The crown molding and the archway details here are making me very happy. There's little touch-ups still to do, but I think in general, I'm ready to move on down the wall to maybe the window detailings next. I feel like I want to try to pull off curtains. Curtains. Again, I'm spending a fair amount of time looking at the inspiration images for rooms like this, and most of them have big, grand, often stained glass windows. But they always have giant draped curtains on those windows. So I think we need to pull that off. And luckily, I've been farming wool since very early on. And I think we should have enough for several banners. Actually, you can go ahead and put away all the pale oak wood now. For the windows, I think I'm going to build everything out of dark oak. Oh my gosh, 3 stacks of wool only made 32 banners. I'm not sure I've ever paid attention to how expensive these are. Hold on. 1 banner is 6 wool. Why? Well, I've made a few banners. You know, I don't think I've ever really truly worked with banners on a large scale, so I guess I just never realized. Okay, so basically around this window, I just want to kind of frame it out, probably in a bunch of trapdoors for starters. Okay, now this is my first time using banners like this, so bear with me. Maybe on the inside like that, and then also on the outside. This is gonna take so much wool, but luckily we have a good supply. There is the option, of course, of doing designs on these banners, but I'm going to put them up plain for now and just kind of see what we're working with. Oh gosh. How low should I go with it? Maybe there? Missed the spot. Okay, let's see. Okay, you know, it does look like curtains. Does it need like a third layer on the out? Surely not, right? Does it need that? I think that looks too much like it's floating. I would have to do full blocks in the middle. What we're missing maybe is just a couple on top like that. Okay, I think I actually like it. I think that's pretty good. I've never used them before like this, but they definitely look, I mean, they look like curtains well enough. And the thing is, this room is so big that I'm hoping once you get all of them in, like they're not drawing attention, really. It's not about the windows. So hopefully I can make this work. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's keep going. The best thing about this build is once you come up with something you like, you just have to do it again, like 5 more times. I think if this build has taught me anything so far, it's that reading books and touching grass does actually have the potential to make you better at video games. I mean, this build is definitely a direct result of everything I did in the last year, and I'm so happy with it so far. I was just working and I heard the familiar sound of llamas. On the server, we have this data back that does mini heads. Obviously, I've been collecting as many of these as I can since I have such a big focus on interior. These are kind of a big deal. Ooh, should I get the netherrack? Probably not, right? I don't know what I would use that for. But yeah, these are really cool and they can come in handy for an interior every now and then. Thanks, dude. This is how many of them I've been able to collect so far. We're doing pretty good. Anyways, windows and curtains are in. I'm enjoying it. I'm now going to make a controversial decision and put a wall in. I was gonna have this be like just a handrail type situation going along here, which don't get me wrong, I think that's nice. I think that's a good option. Problem is, our main front entrance is right here, and I feel like without a wall, does it kind of like spoil the view a little bit? It kind of does. I want it to like, when you come through here, this is the view. So I think I'm just gonna put up a wall and block it off. I mean, if we hate it, we can take it down. I don't know if this is gonna be the right decision or not, but it's definitely worth a shot, and I don't think there's anything bad about like breaking up the space a little bit. I think that can be actually quite a good thing. All right, let's compare. Ignore the scaffolding right there, but I do think it cleans up the space a little bit. It kind of narrows the hallway. I think, by the way, I haven't really titled this room. I think this is a grand foyer of sorts. It's definitely, I mean, it's an entrance hall. It's definitely an entrance hall. Its function is to literally just look good. So I'm just gonna do everything in my power to help it achieve that and make it look good. While I'm in the process of working on the walls, I think this back wall also desperately needs just a fake wall. Actually, should I do it like here? No. Here is good. Okay, it's time for the part of this build that I think is gonna make it come together perfectly. The chandeliers. Obviously, we're gonna do chandeliers, and I've planned to do them out of white stained glass. I think this is going to give that kind of crystal look that you see in some of the real life chandeliers. Hopefully it works out. I've also got some white candles, some end rods, some pale oak fence, and yeah, we're just gonna do entirely white chandeliers here. Come on, gorgeous, we got building to do. These chandeliers are going to be very high up in the ceiling, so they're not actually going to make much of a difference to the lighting. Maybe they'll light the middle of this pole a bit. We're going to have to hide lighting in the floor. We're not going to be able to get around that, but let's put these in first and kind of see what we're working with. These types of chandeliers in real life, honestly, look super chaotic, so I'm kind of just going to embrace that and put a lot of fences and glass panes basically everywhere. On top, we can do some candles, and let's light all of those. Ooh, already I like that. Okay. And then I think we just want so much stained glass. Yeah, I mean, it's very chaotic, but it does kind of give the feel that I'm looking for. And then with some end rods, of course. Okay, there we go. My attempt at a crystal chandelier. It's perhaps a little bit odd, but I actually think it's not bad. It gives the vibe that I want. Let's go ahead and make the rest of them now. As we know in this build, everything I do, I then have to do like at least once more, but in this case, twice more. I think I want all the chandeliers to be at the same height. Is that weird? Or is that normal? I think this is potentially one of those builds that looks a little bit silly by itself, but then when you give it a bunch of friends, it kind of ends up blending together more. The windows are kind of like that too. One of these windows by itself, I think, looks probably silly and over the top. All right, thank you very much, Happy Guest. And here's the reveal. Oh, I like them. I like them a lot, actually. I'm surprised. I've literally never attempted an interior like this. I don't think I do chandeliers very often. I like them. I've done this one wrong. What happened? Hold on. Look at those crystal chandeliers. Oh my gosh. I'm enjoying the way this looks so much, especially since my storage room is down here. So every time I come through here, your eye is just forced upwards. Oh, I love it so much. And of course, from the doorway over here. Yeah, I mean, this is grand. I am so extremely pleased. I have definitely never done an interior like this before in Minecraft. What a fun style to build in, huh? Building something this big and getting to just fill it with like decorative interiors is going to be such a treat. Okay, now I think there's one final thing we're going to need, and that is a carpet, of course. Straight down the center, I do believe. Now you can start to imagine why I offered to do the nether hub, huh? It's all coming in handy. I'm gonna put a ton of frog lights on this outside layer here, but probably just like every second one to save on frog lights. This should really light up the center here quite well. A nice side effect of making the rug out of nylium is that if we ever need nether plants, we can just farm them in our foyer. With just a couple more frog lights, we should be able to get rid of all of the torches. Maybe not in this corner. We need something in this corner. Tuck one here. I haven't done it yet, but this was an exterior pillar when I built it. Now it's an interior pillar. I think we'll make it white with the pale oak, but I kind of have to decide. I was thinking, actually, since we have another room all the way up there on top of the ceiling, these could be water elevators. Obviously not realistic at all for the build, but they're not big enough for Minecraft spiral staircases, but like in real life, a tower like this often did have a spiral staircase in it. So the water elevators could potentially represent that and give us a quick way up and down in this room. Okay, it's nighttime right now, not for very long, but look, no torch spam, and it's pretty bright. It's actually pretty much the same brightness in the day and the night in here, which is perfect. That's ideal for an interior. Very hard to achieve, actually. I'm happy. It's fully spawn proof. It looks bright and lovely. We need to install stained glass windows. We need a lot of furniture. And I also think this floor needs something. It needs to not just be spruce, but we can figure that all out in the future. For now, I'm so happy with this interior, and I want to hear what all of you think. Here's the balcony up here, by the way. We need to put a railing on this, but oh my gosh, I'm so happy. The next time I get Joel to do a performance, it'll have to be here. It'll be perfect. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.